Hey stars, it's me, Daughter Star, and I'm here. Listen, I told you you're going to start seeing a lot more of me. I can't promise something every day, but I mean, for most days, you will have something from me. My channel is growing again. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for, just paying attention and listening and showing me that I am doing something right as far as this YouTube channel. Okay. Listen, I'm not going to keep you guys long. I need to do content. I need for you guys to see my face and I need to get these stories out to you. Um, I'm not drinking any tea as the weather's changing. I'm actually drinking, I found the Pellegrino water, right? Zero sugars, no added sugars. And this is just their lemonade, but it's just a lemonade flavored water. And by Pellegrino, they're not supporting me. They're not sponsoring this channel, but I'm just letting you know what I'm drinking. And that's what's in my mug. Starting to do things a lot healthier now. I'm trying to cut back on sugars, cut back on red meats. Um, I'm walking a mile and a half to 2 miles, 5 days out of seven. I try at least 5 days out of seven, but I'm walking a mile and a half, 2 miles every morning. Um, as you see, slimming up. Okay, it's coming in. By next month, I might be ready to like open up this shirt completely. Like bam, give it to you. Well, listen. All jokes aside, again, thank you guys for your support. Love you guys, and this is what it is. So this would be a blessing if it happened to any one of us. A young lady, they didn't state her age, right? But she received a lottery ticket from her dad, and daughter gets lottery ticket as a gift from her dad, then wins $2 million prize. So this young lady received a lottery ticket. It says as a gift from her dad. They didn't say what the gift was for, like if it was for birthday or anniversary, any of those things. But her name is Vanessa Acosta, and she won $2 million. And like I said, her dad gave her the ticket as a gift, and it won her $2 million. Like, who could even imagine that? You know what I mean? So let me tell you exactly how it went. Right? Apparently, the father, like I said, gave the daughter a lottery ticket for some type of gift. Okay, and she won $2 million. And Vanessa, her name is Vanessa Acosta. They don't give her name, and this is a special lottery that's going on in Massachusetts, right, somewhere around Boston, where you get like a second and third chance to win Lotto. And somehow this was a second chance that the father played and gave it to the daughter, and she won. Like I said, $2 million, and they're going to give an extra $20,000 bonus to the corner market in East Boston that sold the winning ticket. So they already get something, but with this second chance of winning, because this was like a second chance of winning the lotto somehow, they're giving the stores a bonus of $20,000 more than whatever it is they give them for selling the winning ticket, right? So they asked Vanessa what was she planning to do with the money, and she said that she's planning to buy a home for the family and attend college. And she looks really, really young. And like I said, this all happened on May 28th, Wednesday, that she won. And they said that she chose to take the one-time cash option, so she'll receive $1,300,000 one-time pre-tax payment. As for what she plans on doing with the winnings, like I said, she plans to buy her family a home and to attend college debt-free. And I mean, you couldn't ask for more than that, to be honest with you, right? That's completely a blessing. Cheryl, give me a lottery ticket. You never know. Okay, so, well, this is going to be a two-parter, right? Now, this is what's going on here. I think this is barbaric for a company to do this, but tell me what you think. Okay, what happened was, I'm going to bring the story up, and it states Airline cancels all flights, shut down, leaving travelers stranded. So this is not a major airline. This is called like Silver Airways, and it's like the size of JetBlue, I would assume, how allegedly. And I'm going to tell you how this story went. But again, it's barbaric. Airline cancels all flights, shut down, just shut it down, lock the doors, leave the travelers stranded. Now they're stating that. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what they're stating. It's called Silver Airways, right? Silver Airways, a regional airline based in Florida. So this is Silver Airlines, which is based in Florida, abruptly canceled all flights on today, Wednesday, June 11th, leaving travelers stranded after announcing bankruptcy, right? Now, my thing is, you don't wake up this morning and decide to file bankruptcy, especially if not for an airline. Okay, we're not talking about a corner store. We're not talking about a little salon around the way that we decide we ain't opening up no more. We file a bankruptcy. Boom. That's not how it works with an airline. There's chapters and there's different ways you have to do. So for them to sell tickets up to the day they decided to shut down was barbaric. I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's shady. Shady business tactics, of course. And that's probably why they're going out of business because of the things that they do. It says the airline made up a statement and said, "We regret to inform you that we are ceasing operations as of today, June 11th, 2025." The Fort Lauderdale based company posted on its social media pages in an attempt to restructure in bankruptcy. Silver Airlines entered into a transaction to sell its assets to another airline holding company who unfortunately has determined to not continue Silver Flight's operations. So apparently they were trying to get a deal with another airline, just hypothetically say Spirit, allegedly, right? And they were going to just sell their routes because airlines have routes and things of the sort. So they were going to sell their routes to them um, and do different things. They decided at the last minute the other airline wasn't going to continue Silver's flight operations. Like they weren't going to buy them and then keep them as a name and use them. No. So, like I said, this is a regional airline based in Florida called Silver Airways. And again, I said, you just don't decide. That is so shade. You did not decide just this morning. Okay. And I mean, when I say this morning, I mean this morning, June 11th, 2025. Okay. I ain't just saying this morning. Mm. Listen, again, you just didn't decide. Silver, whoever is in charge of Silver Airways, you did not just decide this morning that you were no longer going to go, you were ceasing operations. However, you've sold tickets up to today. What you left your passengers stranded. You're no longer flying. You completely closed, canceled all flights, ceased operations, but sold tickets to people. Okay. These airlines, first off, they don't take us serious because, we complain, but we complain amongst ourselves. We don't complain to who we need to complain about. Because if enough of us complain about something, something will change and it would have to change. Because if everybody decided on one day, whatever they had going on to where they had to fly to and from, if you're somewhere, stay there an extra day. If you're going somewhere, leave the day before. But for one day, nobody flies anywhere. What do you think that'll do to these airlines? One day. One day. See, we're bigger and we're badder as a bigger number, but we just can't stick together and get it together because we're stronger together than apart. We just are. It's just what it is. And with the ISIS riots and things that's going on and demonstrations for ICE against ICE in LA and New York, listen, y'all let it go on too long. This is just my opinion. Allegedly, this thing has been going. This man started this the day he hit office. Okay, and y'all just let it go and let it happen. Let it happen. Different things go on. So when you see it's just blatantly There, from this is just a rumor from I heard it through the news, but I haven't been able to back it up or to actually investigate it if it was true or not. But allegedly, ICE agents were calling people, people that have immigration papers in already, and it maybe was at towards the ending of whatever's been going on, right, for them, where they were going to give citizenship, alien, whatever it is they were going to give them, the United States was going to give them to let them stay. Allegedly, from what I'm hearing, ICE agents are calling from that list of people, telling them to come into the office so we can finalize your case. And when they get there, arrest them. When they get there, they arrest the people. ISIS immigration arrests them. What in the world? These are people that are doing it the right way. These ain't people that's climbing up under barbed wires or jumping over a fence or climbing a wall. These are people that are doing what you asked them to do. Filing paperwork out here takes so many people can, go through the paperwork. However, and you call them into the office where they think that they have made it to the end of the road and now they're going to be here somehow for whatever, a legal alien or a resident or a citizen, whatever it is was going on. And you arrest them to deport them? Listen, back to the airline. This airline knew exactly what they were doing. Silver Airline knew exactly that they were canceling and what they were doing. Like I said, they did not wake up just one day and decide, oh, today, oh, we're not gonna, yeah, we're not gonna do this. Okay, so do you guys remember? Let me see here. I think this was back in March. We're now in June, right? So back in March, that there was a plane that caught fire on the runway, right? And I'm going to bring up a picture so you can kind of remember what I'm talking about. What are we doing? Okay, here we go. Now, do you remember this picture? Let me bring this picture up. You remember this picture where they had people out on the wing with their luggage and stuff, and then they were talking about you were supposed to leave your luggage, you're not supposed to grab anything. And I remember blowing this picture up on one of my stories, talking to you guys and telling you I didn't see a big deal. People had their pocketbooks or whatever it is, and nobody was out there with full-fledged luggage with a rolling suitcase. It wasn't none of that. But nevertheless, this happened back in March, right? Well, guess what? Now, we know we've been going through some issues with planes and just so much going on, not just some issues. Okay, so the American airline plane that burst into flames after an emergency landing at Denver International Airport in March, right? Remember that? That happened in March. They had took off and somehow the engines caught a fire and they had to do an emergency landing. Well, come to find out, the plane had a fuel leak. I'm going to say allegedly, but this is being reported all over. It had a fuel leak and an improperly installed engine parts. So the parts for the engine was installed improperly. They weren't done right anyway. Also, the plane had a fuel leak, which is why this thing burst into flames and the emergency landing happened and the people were stuck out on the wings, right? Now, I don't know if it's me or if it's you, but it's getting to the point where first, we don't have enough air traffic controllers to control what's up in the air and everything. So that's why we've been having so many issues, right? Then you're sending us out on planes that have fuel leaks and improper installed engine parts. Are you for real? Are you for real? This is American Airline. This ain't Silver Airlines in Florida. This is American Airlines. How dare you charge what you're charging with all the issues that you're having, and you're going to take us up in the air and fly us somewhere with this plane having a fuel leak and improper engine parts, y'all lost your mind. Now, see, I told friends before, and some agreed and didn't agree. It didn't matter to me. Like I said, my household, we weren't ready to fly. It's just been too much going on, and we have an anxieties, and I don't need to be worried about going to and from a vacation when I supposed to be on a vacation relaxing and not thinking about pretty much of anything. But I'm worried about if my flight is going to, if I'm going to get to the airport this morning and they're going to decide, remember, they had been canceling 70 round trip a day. So randomly, whoever's in charge of canceling flights and restructuring it, they were automatically every day canceling 70 round trip flights. 70 and 70 is 140. So that means round trip. So 70 trips going and 70 trips back. They were canceling that automatically on a daily basis. So sometimes you would, check on your way to the airport or leaving home and it would say everything was online and everything was a go. And you would get there and your flight was one of those flights that they canceled. Just because they don't have enough employees, they didn't have enough people, whatever the reason that they're using, right? So now your raggedy selves are going to put us on planes, endanger our lives. Listen, people, this is what they're doing. The plane had a leak. Are you kidding me? And the engine parts was installed improperly. So a fuel leak and improperly installed engine parts. And we supposed to trust you. We supposed to feel comfortable giving you our money. We supposed to feel comfortable putting us and our families and our babies and our mamas and our daddies and family loved ones on these planes. Because see, look, maintenance on a plane is not like maintenance on a car. Okay? Yeah, we can have an oil leak and it ain't gonna kill us. It's just gonna leave some oil in our driveway. It's not gonna be cute. Get it fixed. But guess what? It's not gonna unalive us from an oil leak. But improperly installed engine parts. That's why the engine bursts into flame. So this could have been avoided if they cared enough. Y'all take it lightly if y'all want. Y'all have this administration in that's not doing anything. You have Robert F. Kennedy, as I reported to you yesterday. He got rid of a 17 medical panel for the CDC that tells us about vaccines and just keeps informing us medically what's going on. He fired all 17. So right now, there's no one really protecting us. If something outbreaks, we're already in a measles outbreak. We just didn't want to face it yet. I reported it to you already. Measles, what is it? Measles outbreak here, United States, Mexico, and Canada. And this takes apart a 17-person panel of doctors, of medical professionals which he's not, mind you. He's the director of health, but has no health. Y'all, you know what? Y'all giving me a headache already. I love doing this, but it's just a headache. And we said we weren't going to get involved in this thing, but here we are. And you know what? It was nice to take a little month or two and just sit back and learn a new line dance or do whatever it is we wanted to do. But now it's affecting us, people. I told you I went to the car dealer yesterday, and a part that was supposed to cost me between 150 and 180 because of the tariffs that your president have out. That part now is $520. That's just the beginning. So, yeah, just wanted to let you know that. That plane had a fuel leak and improperly installed engine parts. No fault of our own. This is what they put us on the plane. And like I said, maintenance for a plane is not the same as a car. You knew that plane had a fuel leak. How could you miss? You can't miss a car having a fuel leak. You smell the fuel. How could you miss a plane with a fuel leak? A plane with a fuel leak. A plane, not a car, not a motorcycle. Plane. I don't know, people. We gotta do better. But nevertheless, Moving right along. I told you guys about that. Well, hmm, Donald Trump says, get into this. Y'all ready for this? Now, you know that Donald Trump and Elon Musk fighting, rah, 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 the thing that they doing, whatever that is, if it's even real. And that's really, really the truth, right? Well, okay, let's talk about this for a minute. Let me pull this up. Donald Trump says his relationship with Musk is over, slamming the door on the once staunch ally who tried to de escalate their feud, right? So Trump is saying it's over with. That's what he's saying. Because, like I said, Whoopi Goldberg said yesterday, she didn't believe it. And I have been hearing that most people didn't believe it either, right? Um, it says the feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk appears to have caused irreparable damage, as the president told NBC News that he has no desire to repair their relationship and assume it is over. Comments came after Musk appeared to make an attempt to de-escalating a feud that exploded in public on last Thursday, over Trump's budget bill, right? It says President Donald Trump is seemingly done with Tesla CEO Elon Musk after they engaged in a feud on Thursday that unfolded publicly and escalated stunningly. So, Donald Trump talks with his hands. So, what happened? So, I guess it's closed. He's over that, right? Okay, so let's close this down a little bit. Well, guess what? This was yesterday. This was yesterday, people. Okay, allegedly. Today, Elon Musk, y'all ready? And this man looks, I'm just saying, this is my opinion. Look at this man, the way he's looking at the president. This man, because allegedly they're trying to say that he's on drugs and that he should be, tested, and some things need to be looked after. And they even said that because he's from South Africa, that he should be deported. This is allegedly what's going on. Now, how do you deport one of the richest men in the world? And I mean, like I'm not saying it can't happen, but like, really, really, okay. So, like I said, look at this picture and tell me what you think. Okay, I'm gonna pull it down, then I'm gonna open it up a little bit. Now, it says Elon Musk caved with groveling apology to Donald Trump and telling 4 words. Now, I want you to look at the picture, right? Look at him. Look how he looks. Seriously, look at this man. I don't know. Anywho, let me get this off the screen so I can tell you what he had to say real quick. Because, like I said, Donald Trump said the door is closed, but Elon Musk seems to want to extend an olive branch in the wake of his highly publicized rift with Donald Trump, expressing remorse for his remarks made on social media. Musk penned, "They went too far. Both of us went too far." Amid a public sparring between the two billionaires, Musk made a series of explosive comments on X about Trump, including claiming the president would never have won the election if he had not campaigned on his behalf, and that he was involved in some scrupulous um, act with Jeffrey Epstein, saying that he's in those files and that's why the files haven't been released. And I mean, all of us kind of was wondering why the files weren't released, but we really weren't wondering because we already knew that allegedly, we already believed that he was already in the files, regardless. Okay, so we're gonna let these kids work this out, this little love spar that they got going on. I came across this picture, right? This story, and I want to tell you, let me bring up the teacher. She's really pretty. She seems to be young, so that's what we need. We need some new young blood in the school, and teachers that want to teach. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up, and this is I'm going to tell you the story, but it says teacher catches student cheating, but her response is unexpected and powerful, right? And now, like I said, this is the young lady, the teacher. Beautiful. And now let's get to the story. Give me 1 second, people. Let me get to the story that's at hand. Hold on. I'm back. The way that this teacher handled catching a student cheating, I don't know. It just touched me in a certain way, and I think that we hear so many things about school. Every story. I don't want to bring bad stories, but that's what's out there. But we constantly go over these stories with these teachers and the principals and superintendents and people of that are over our children, abusing our children and taking advantage of our children. And I want to tell you about this story. The teacher, Lakeisha Evans, right? She teaches first grade, and it states that students at this level are impressionable. It is the perfect time for life lessons that will stick with them throughout their lives. When she caught a student cheating, she handled it with a smile and an encouragement. She did not yell or embarrass the young man at all. Instead, she offered him a chance at redemption. And I want to tell you what she did. Instead of She saw him cheating off of someone else's test, and so this person sitting next to him, and for whatever reason, people cheat. Sometimes you don't study, you didn't get a chance to, whatever the circumstances, because sometimes it's just not you're lazy and you didn't do it. Sometimes you have some circumstances at home, things that are going on that doesn't allow you to do what the average person would just actually do, right? So she actually did a you can view her on Instagram at Lakeisha Evans, and you can see her videos. But I'm going to tell you how she explained what she did and why she did it. She began by explaining. Give me 1 second. Dismiss. She began by explaining that she gave him the assignment because she knew it would be hard and she needed to challenge him. Next, she explained that she wanted him to work ahead toward higher grade levels to prepare him to advance through his schooling. She continued, telling the young man that the assignments are designed to help him think more critically. And she wants her students, even if they're in the first grade, she wants her first grade students to be reading above or doing whatever the curriculum requires above. So if they're in the first grade, she wants them at a third grade level. So that way they're always ahead of where they're at. Okay? Shifting to his copying from another student, meaning, shifting from him cheating off of another student's paper, she told the young man that she wanted his thoughts, not the ones he copied. After the brief conversation, Lakeisha shifted to encouraging the young man, telling him that she believed he was capable of doing the assignment on his own. She emphasizes that he is smart and very intelligent. Then she began detailing other skills he has mastered in her class. Now, this is a first grade teacher encouraging your child at a time where most people would take advantage to show their who they are and embarrassing and being loud. She said, but not focusing on the students cheating, but instead emphasizing what he does right and is capable of doing. He is building his confidence in himself. Positive reinforcement is much better than scolding him for copying someone else's work. He received the message that what he did was wrong without making him feel negative about his abilities. Um, like I said, you can follow her on TikTok, and she has Teacher Bay 54, and she also has her name. Give me 1 second because they have her pages up here, and that one says Teacher Bay, Teacher Bay 54, and that's all one thing. Listen, all we can ask for is people that care about our kids and want to see our kids do better. And even when they catch them in a compromising position, such as cheating or doing something, they are kids first. But instead of her scolding him, I appreciate um, her coming at him, telling him that The assignment was meant to be hard. It was meant to be challenging. It wasn't supposed to be as easy as one, two, three. She wanted to challenge your mind. She want you to think past where you are. You're in the first grade. I want you working, doing third grade work. And I remember that growing up. That's how my teachers were. They wanted us reading a grade or two above where we were. I hated math. That was my thing. That's another story. Listen, nevertheless, she was very encouraging. She also pointed out things that he is good at, things that, he may have, it may be a little challenging, but she felt like he was intelligent enough to get through it. And I mean, when it's all said and done, he's not embarrassed. He has no fear of coming back because of what the students heard or saw or know what he did. She didn't embarrass him. He gave him support, and I'm sure he'll turn to her and will remember that life lesson for the rest of his life. I salute you. I really do. That Lakeisha Evans, I salute you on that. Guys, you can look it up. Like I said, her name is Lakeisha Evans, and she caught a student cheating, and the way she dealt with it was something totally different and encouraging. And baby, yeah. 'Cause I've seen people as a kid, get caught, little other kids get caught cheating, and they was immediately embarrassed and yelled at and made to feel like they weren't capable or smart enough. And that's not, like I said, that's not always why people cheat. Kids cheat off of other kids. Sometimes whatever they're going through at home doesn't allow them to study the time that they need to, or to get or someone there to help them get an understanding on what they're reading or whatever's going on. This is first grade. Remember, this is first grade. So this is something that's going to stay with a student for the rest of his life. As long as he can remember, I'm sure he'll remember that and the way she made him feel. Okay, so this is my last story, right? And I thought this was like, because in my era, okay, so I'm going to bring up this picture, right? Now, this is about the TV show. Do you guys remember Soul Food? Most people are going to remember. Well, a lot of celebrities came from that particular movie, right? Okay, so those of us that are of a certain age that actually remember Soul Food, and those that don't know what I'm talking about, go look at the movie. It's a really good movie, and it's interesting. And you'll get. It states that you remember what was his name? I know Big Mama, the monarchy of the family that had passed away was called Big Mama, right? And then the grandson, I can't remember his name, but I'll get it. But his real name is Brandon Hammond, right? And what happened was the woman, the actress, Irma P. Hall, that played Big Mama in the movie, she's just turned 90 years old. She just had a 90s birthday, right? And what he did was I guess he's still in contact with her, which is great. And I'm going to bring up the picture, and here we go. And it shows, this is the screenshot when he's a little kid, and that's her with the white hat. That Okay, well, let me read you the thing first and then show you the picture. I'm sorry. Soul Food star Brandon Hammond shares his reunion with Big Mama, Irma P. Hall, in celebration of her 90th birthday. So this just happened last week, right? And he went and visited her. I don't know how close they are, but to look at the picture, you have to remember this was from the movie. This right here that I'm hovering over with her with the white hat, that was them in the movie. This is her now. Um, the movie was from 1997, and we're now in 2025. Okay. I'm sorry. So the movie is 28 years old. I'm having such a like I don't know, I have this thing around my ear. Um, yeah. So the movie is 28 years old. So this is him and her when they were in the movie when they were in 1997, and this is them in 2025 when she's 90 years old. I think it's a blessing that people even keep up with people, but we tend to do that on our parts. We don't tend to forget. And I remember him being very young in this movie. And like I said, a lot of people grew up with this movie. And if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's worth it. it states that Brandon Hammond, known for his role as Ahmed, Ahmad, that was his name. Known for his role as Ahmad in the 1997 film Soul Food, celebrated Irma P. Hall's 90th birthday by sharing heartfelt photos and memories with her on Instagram. Hall portrayed the beloved monarch, Big Mama, in the movie. So I just wanted to, I thought it was something to talk about. People of my age and of a certain age, we remember that movie. It was a great movie, and those that haven't seen it, go see it. Even though it was 28 years ago, it's still relevant to this day. Believe it or not, even more relevant. Honestly, listen, I love you guys. Again, I told you guys you're going to see me more. I'm feeling great. Things are going well, and I love you guys. I want you guys to be um, in the know. Um, I don't know. I also think that sometimes we take for granted, like for instance, talking about Ahmad, right, Hammond and Irma P. Hall from 90. Now, the movie that they were in, right? The movie that they were in, Soul Food, was from 1997, which we agree was 28 years ago. I bet you from the way that she made him feel and the way she treated him on set, probably was more like a grandmother than maybe he even had. Who knows? Allegedly. But I'm just saying in my closing, check on your strong friends. Be intentional about checking on your loved ones. Um, Listen, we got more things to talk about. It's a beautiful day. Ended up being a nice day. We're in and out of some rain, but today is better. I love you guys. Be intentional, stay intentional, and I will see you guys as soon as possible. Enjoy.